What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to more positional previews for the New York Giants. Why are you staring at me? Um, yeah, today we're going to be discussing cornerbacks and safeties. This is going to wrap up the positional previews for the New York Giants. I don't really know what else kind of videos to do. Leave me suggestions. I did this to kind of burn some time because June and July is going to be extremely dead. I am not sure what else to do. Yeah, I'll probably my next video will be the safeties. We're previewing the safeties. I won't be doing it in the same video, but we will be previewing safeties today, and then probably in the next 2 weeks or so, the official training camp roster will release, and we'll go on from there. I will be doing a video discussing the training camp roster. So, let's start with Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie and Janoris Jenkins, our two starting cornerbacks. Now, our defense is a man defense team, and that is perfect for Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie because he is a man press corner. I have no worries about Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie or Janoris Jenkins. The only thing that I have about Janoris Jenkins is that will he be an upgrade from Prince Amukamara? Now, I understand that Janoris Jenkins, I think he only missed about 5 games in his career so far, and I think Prince Amukamara, you guys know, Prince Amukamara always misses time. He has a problem with his health. And but when Prince Amukamara is playing, this guy, he's an honest first round pick. He was not a bust in any kind of way. He was on his first round pick. He solidified that cornerback position for us, and we thank him. I thank him for what he did for us. But he's moved on. We've got Janoris Jenkins, and hopefully that's an upgrade. Is his play better than Prince Amukamara? It's debatable. Some people may say Prince Amukamara is better when he's healthy than Janoris Jenkins. Or it could be vice versa. It just all depends. But I honestly think it's an upgrade because Janoris Jenkins will be on the field more than Prince Amukamara. And I think Janoris Jenkins is a little bit more of a ball hawk than Prince Amukamara is. He kind of plays it safe and jumps routes more than kind of catches, goes up and catches the ball kind of thing. So, Janoris Jenkins, not worried about him. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, not worried about him. Will Janoris Jenkins and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie compete for the number 1 spot? Possibly. I would think with all the money that Janoris Jenkins is getting paid for, I would think he's going to try to compete for a number 1 spot. He is one of the most highest paid cornerbacks in the league. So, yeah, he better perform. Moving on to our first round pick, Eli Apple. Now, I understand that he's never played in the slot, and he in the OTAs he has been working the slot. So it looks like that's the Giants' plan for right now. There were some conversations and rumors that Janoris Jenkins may be moving to the slot, but I don't think you pay that much money for a slot corner, so I didn't really agree with it. So I say just stick the rookie in there and see what he does. Then again, guys, Eli Apple is not here just to be a slot corner. You guys have to understand Dominique Rodgers is getting older. I think this is his contract year, or it may be next year. Either way, he's already 30 years old. He'll be 31 next year, and and we just got Janoris Jenkins. So Eli Apple, they must be thinking about the future. He's a raw corner, and if you just get his technique up, like I said in past videos about a bunch of times, he has all the physical attributes: height and weight, strength and speed. So it's all there. It's just a matter of putting it all together, and that's, I think, what the Giants plan to do with Eli Apple and make him a franchise cornerback for the New York Giants. So as of right now, as of this year, he will be playing the slot. Injuries may have a different plan for that, but yeah, as of right now, he's working the slot. We're moving on to Trevin Wade. He did exceptionally well. He was our nickel corner last year. Tremaine McBride, who, has made his name in the NFL as a nickel corner. A lot of people know about him, and you just see his style of play. It's very well. And he got beat by Trevin Wade in mid-season and took the nickel spot from Tremaine McBride, which is pretty much an accomplishment there. Now, Tremaine McBride is not with us anymore. He's around 31, 32 years old. The Giants just had no choice but to let go of him, and his production was decreasing in these past few years. So we have Trevin Wade, who I think solidified this dime back position. That's if Bennett Jackson goes back to corner, because he did transfer into a safety because of the lack of depth that we have at safety. But we now have a lot of depth at safety that, it's pretty well talented at safety now, as opposed to last year when we really only had scrubs. But now, I'll get into safeties later. But Bennett Jackson was projected to be a 4th round or 5th round pick coming into the draft when he was drafted in the 2013 draft. His, everything is there for him to be a productive corner in the NFL. It's a matter of him staying healthy. He's been with the Giants for 2 years now and has not played a single snap in the NFL regular season because of injury. He has been on the IR most of his career. He's been on the IR going into preseason. He has played a few preseason games, has made some plays, and that's why a lot of people were excited about him playing safety aside with Landon Collins last year. But he got hurt, as he did, last year. 2 years ago as well. But he can't stay healthy. So I'm not even expecting him to make this roster. But if he does and stays healthy, I think he can be a productive corner in the NFL, and he will challenge Trevin Wade for that dime back position. But if Bennett Jackson can stay healthy, and we go over what we went over ever since he was drafted, then I think Trevin Wade has this dime back position in the bag. Because we're moving on to the lower amount of talent at corner now. So we move on to Leon McFadden. Had high hopes coming into the draft. He was drafted in the 3rd round by the Cleveland Browns. But he is a journeyman, and journeymans usually are journeymans because they can't find their niche in the NFL. Teams can't find where they can use them, or they're just not that good, and other teams want to give them a try. We seem to be that team. So Leon McFadden, we'll see what he does. We did pick him off the Arizona Cardinals practice squad, and then we put him on our practice squad. Then he was promoted to the active roster. So we'll see what he does. I don't really know much about him, but the fact that he's a journeyman and he did have high hopes, maybe he did well in college or whatever, and he's just not, translating whatever he did in college to the NFL, and that must be the reason. So I don't really expect him to make the roster. Tremaine McBride, he's a pure special teamer / depth player. I really don't see him making the roster. If he does, practice squad at least, and I think he's a, at least practice squad member. He did play for us a bit last year. Seen him on special teams, seen him on, took some defensive snaps, but really didn't do anything. Nobody really threw his ways to test him, so we really don't have anything to go by as far as his play or production or what he can do for us in the next coming year. But Tremaine Jacobs, don't really see him making the roster. But now we move on to Michael Hunter. I can't find anything on him. He did start for 2 years, I believe, at Oklahoma State University. I can't find any film on him, and I really don't feel like going through Oklahoma film right now, Oklahoma State film right now, and trying to find him, because quality on film really isn't that good, and you're not really going to find the number anyway. And the chance of him even making the roster is very slim, so there's not really a point in doing that anyway. So we move on to my most intriguing cornerbacks that we have here, and that are all the way on the bottom of the projected depth chart of everybody. We've got Matt Smalley, who was signed May 6th this year. Undrafted free agent. We picked him up late. I don't really know why, but yeah, what I can gather from him, that he mostly played return specialist. He did play a lot in college at Lafayette, a low competition type school. On top of that, that team only went 1-10 last year, so pretty bad team. And you're talking about some pretty bad competition, and where he plays. So, but what I can gather from this guy, and I know a lot of people are excited about Matt Smalley. I really want to emphasize that these where he played was low competition, type, players. He is 5'10", 191. You would want him to get a little bigger, but for his height, I guess that's acceptable. He is a tight man corner. I see him playing a lot of man corner. He is what I call an annoying cornerback. He will annoy you when you're running your route. He'll run your route for you. Once he finds out what you're doing, he's going to run it for you. He's going to put his hands all over you, but not only will he put his hands on you, he's going to tap you like he's letting you know you're there. Like he's going to tap you. He's going to mess with you. And that really messes up with the receiver because they can't get focused and try to look for the ball or run their route or whatever they need to do. And I see that translate in his play. When he starts doing that, these receivers don't really know what to do, and he makes a play on the ball. That's why in 2013 he had 5 picks that year, and so he did a very good job for that team. Not only that, in zone coverage, when he's playing zone coverage and he has someone near him, he really doesn't give cushion. He really, doesn't mind that the cornerback doesn't bite. The quarterback doesn't bite on his player. He just rather not, they don't throw to him or whatever it is. But yeah, from what I can gather, he plays very tight. He plays aggressive, and I like that about him. Will he make the roster? I'm not sure because we have so much depth at cornerback already. It's not like we have a lot of, talent that they can produce, but I think he can be an asset somewhere for some team. Just not with this one. If he can make the practice squad, that would be great. I actually would prefer that, in my opinion. So, Matt Smalley, I really like him. Just going off him real quick to add on to what I think of him. He did very well against screenplays. When he recognized screenplays, he ran right up to it, and he's a very aggressive tackler. They used him a lot on corner blitzes. I don't know if that's their scheme or they just used him. Made those plays because of the player he is. I'm not sure about that, but he does. He is an effective blitzer on a corner blitz. So that's what I got on him. Moving on to someone who I was really excited that we had, but kind of not in the same way, and that's Dante Dionne, cornerback out of Boise State. If you guys have been watching my videos lately, you guys know that I am a Boise State fan. So I'm quite familiar with Dante Dionne, and he is a tiny cornerback. I mean, he looks like a high school kid. He is 5'5", or 5'5", or 5'6", one of that, and he is 155 pounds of pure. He's a nuisance. I mean, this guy, you talk about an annoying cornerback, he is extremely annoying. I mean, he does not care how tall he is or how small he is or whatever. He will put his hands on you. He's not that weak as far as play strength when he plays. He only had about 12 reps in his at his pro day on the bench press, but he does play bigger. He does play with more aggressiveness. He is a ball hawk type player. Unfortunately, I forgot to pull up stats for you, but you guys, I mean, he was Boise State's best corner last year. I mean, this guy really can get the job done no matter his height. My only question is, can he translate that to the NFL? You're dealing with way better talent in the NFL. I mean, you're dealing with, huge receivers now. And my question is, can he even make the roster as a practice team, practice squad? I mean, special teams player. He is an aggressive tackler, but will he be able to get to the return man and tackle the return man? I'm not sure about that because I think he will get pushed around in this league. So, yeah, I really hope, I mean, if not with this team, another team, I really hope he makes it somewhere because what he did in college was phenomenal, and I know a lot of teams, a lot of fans loved him at Boise State, and I'm really happy that the Giants took a chance on him. But yeah, I just think he needs to. If he wants to, if he's 5'5", he's 5'5". Woohoo! I mean, you can't really change your growth, but I think he should at least bulk up and see where he goes from there. But that's what I have about on cornerbacks, you guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm getting sick, guys, so don't mind me. I want to thank you guys for watching. I recently hit 100 subscribers, so thank you for that. That I never really thought that was gonna happen because I didn't really think anybody was watching this, but I hit 100 subscribers and pretty happy about that. So I'm gonna get on to safeties now. I'll see you guys in the next video.